Hello everybody. This is Shar and welcome back to my channel. It has been a long, long time. I know it has. I have just been working and just making sure my house is in order and my family. And luckily where I live, we're finally coming off the pandemic, so hopefully everything can get back to normal. We can have some normalcy. I have been working from home, so I do hear that we will be going back into the physical building soon in a couple of months. So, yeah. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in, for those who are tuning in. And I will definitely try to be a little bit more consistent now that everything is getting back to normal. And everything is just kind of smoothing on out, so that's good, and I'm so very happy. Hopefully you guys are doing well as well. I just wanted to come on because, of course, as I always say, the celebrities, no matter A list or B list, they never seem to disappoint, because there's always so much drama. I mean, there's so much stuff that has taken place that obviously I haven't even been able to get to because of just me doing other things and being busy on a personal note. But yeah, anyway, so I just wanted to come on and I wanted to talk about quite a few things. Jay-Z, Khloe Kardashian, and her final breakup with Tristan once again, what she had to say about Jordan Woods, Trick Daddy and his nonsense. So let's get right into it. So I was online, and I'm sure so many of you have heard about this, that Jay-Z, or should I say Rockefeller, is suing Dame Dash. Now, hold on. I got this from a publication called theroot.com, and it was published yesterday at 6:30 p.m. To be exact, by a Jaye, Genai. For those who want to follow up and look at her article at the Root. Now it says Jay-Z sues Dame Dash for trying to auction off Reasonable Doubt NFT. So I was like, okay. It says this comes the same week of the album's 21st anniversary, which just so happens to be this Friday. Now, I'm like, an NFT. What is an NFT? So I looked it up because I did not know what an NFT was. And it says an NFT is a digital asset that represents a real world object like art, music, in-game items, and videos. They are bought and sold online, frequently with cryptocurrency, and they are generally encoded with the same underlying software as many cryptos. So for those who didn't know, like I didn't know, that is what a NFT is. Now, the article goes on to say that we've got two answers for you. Number one, we don't exactly know what an NFT is, but we will try our best to explain. And I just went ahead and explained it. So basically what Dame is trying to do is sell his portion, or not sell, well, yeah, auction off his portion, or a portion of his portion of the album Reasonable Doubt. And as we all know, Reasonable Doubt is Jay-Z's first album that he ever did. And at this point, it is very, very valuable, okay, because of who Jay-Z is at this point, his status, who he's become, his net worth. We know that Reasonable Doubt is valuable. It's worth a lot. And The three original owners of Rockefeller Records, which was Dame Dash, Jay-Z, and a third partner by the name of Kareem Biggs. A lot of people say he was more so of a silent partner. I don't know if that part is true or not, but he was, in fact, the third partner in Rockefeller Records. And at some point, the three of them had some form of ownership, not only in the company Rockefeller, but also in Jay-Z's initial album, Reasonable Doubt. Now, I don't know what their shares were. Oh, here's my pen. I don't know what their shares were, but Dame obviously still has his share of ownership of not Rockefeller, but of Reasonable Doubt. And he's obviously put it into an NFT. And he is, as the article initially stated, he's trying to auction off his portion of Reasonable Doubt. Now, auction, we know what that means. That means he's trying to sell it to the highest bidder. Now, I'm not sure, like I said, I'm not sure of the percentage that Dame owns, but I'm assuming, and I didn't read the whole article yet, and I am going to read it in its entirety, but I don't know if he's selling his whole ownership of it or just a portion of what he owns. For example, if he owns 50% of Reasonable Doubt, and I'm not saying he does, I'm just using this as an example. If he owns 50% of Reasonable Doubt, is he going to auction off 25% of what he owns, or is he going to auction off the whole 50% of what he owns? So anyway, Jay-Z is livid. Clearly, he is suing him for that action. And, you know, Dame Dash is really smart as it relates to business. Anybody knows about the rise and the fall of Rockefeller, if they looked at that documentary and know Dame, they know that he's pretty savvy business-wise. Jay-Z, on the other hand, is not so savvy business-wise. It's not shade, it's just the truth. You know, Jay-Z was the artist on Rockefeller Records. It was their first artist, and Dame actually believed in Jay and his talent, you know, which obviously we all know that Jay-Z is talented. He's older now, so he's not really making music anymore. I'm sure we all know that, but I'm just saying, Dame initially saw the talent and wanted to put his money where his mouth was. And, you know, they gathered up another partner, a friend, or whoever Kareem Biggs was to them at the time. And they came up with this Rockefeller Records. And you know, they basically commenced to knocking on doors at these labels, you know, to make it happen. And they did. Ultimately, they came up with Rockefeller. So Jay owes Dame quite a bit. I mean, he believed in him. Now, and then, you know, with Jay being who he is and what he's accomplished financially, you would think that he would just go to him and just, you know, try to give him a legit offer. Dame has stated that Jay did, they talked or they communicated. I don't know if it was personal, by phone, text, email, or what have you, but Dame communicated that they did speak about the selling of his portion of Reasonable Doubt, and Jay insulted him and lowballed him. I mean, lowballed him, according to Dame Dash. He offered him a real low amount for his portion of Reasonable Doubt, knowing that it's very valuable. And Jay knows this. Jay knows, if nothing else, Jay knows that Dame knows his stuff. And you will, you know, you would have never been able to lowball him like that, you know, and him accept it because he knows, you know what I mean? And, you know, the other point I wanted to make is that, again, Dame is so incredibly smart when it comes to business. He may not be the smartest, but he's definitely smarter than Jay-Z as it relates to business. And quite frankly, I just don't think for a second that Dame went ahead and tried to auction off his portion of ownership of reasonable doubt without doing his due diligence. Meaning, I'm sure he's done his research. I'm sure he did his due diligence to be able to make sure that he does have the right legally to sell, auction, or what have you, his portion of whatever it is that he owns in that album. Okay. I know he's done his due diligence. It makes, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not even a business guru, and, I would make sure that I know that I own something before I sell it. You know what I mean? If I bought a car and if I'm not sure if I made all the payments to the point where I'm currently the owner and not the bank, I'm not going to just up jump and go try to sell the car and it could still be owned by the bank. You know what I mean? I'm going to make sure that I actually own the car at this point. You know what I mean? Before I try to sell it. And, Dame being who he is, I'm almost sure he's done his due diligence to make sure that he definitely owns whatever it is he's trying to auction off. So the fact that Jay is suing him doesn't mean that Dame doesn't actually own the portion of Rockefeller Records. It just simply means that Jay-Z filed a claim. He filed a claim. And you know what I mean? That's really, at this point, that's all it really means. It doesn't really mean that Dame doesn't own what he says he owns. You know what I mean? And it doesn't mean that he can actually stop what Dame is trying to do. Okay? And I'm sure people who know about business, you guys know that, but this is just a part of my commentary that, I don't know, Jay just seems hateful. Like, he just seems mean. Like, you know what I mean? It's like you've come so far and you've acquired all this fame and fortune. You're married to Beyonce. Like, everybody knows that Dame doesn't have what Jay has financially. I don't know if the man is in the poorhouse or not, but, I've seen him on Love and Hip Hop with his son, Boogie, and it doesn't look like he's pressed for money. Like, he lives in a beautiful home in LA. Now, if he owns it or rents it, I don't know, but I'm just saying, he may not be the richest, but I don't think he's starving for money. Now, I'm sure he's always interested in making more, but then again, who isn't? I don't think he's poor to the average person, like average regular working people, but he's probably a little underfinanced to other people that's in the industry, that have acquired a lot of wealth. Okay, that's my opinion. I don't know if it's true or not, but anywho, so we'll see how this plays out. Like I said, I'm almost sure Dame has done his due diligence, knows that he officially owns whatever part of the album that he says he owns, and he can do that. He can auction it off. He can sell it if he wants. And if you want it back, Jay, buy it back. And if you want to buy it back, you offer me what it's worth. You know what I'm saying? If I have a Bentley and you only trying to buy it for $100,000, why would I sell it to you? When I know it's worth so much more. So, I don't know what bag Jay is coming out of, but, and then why is he selling everything? Like, he sold the champagne a few months back, and what else? Before then, he sold Tidal. It's like, why is he, I think it's because of the pandemic. All the artists that's on Roc Nation, they haven't been bringing in any money. So that means Roc Nation probably hasn't really been making any money because none of the artists have been able to perform because everything has been on lockdown. Now, I know in the state that I'm in, I've been hearing on the radio and everything and commercials about venues opening up, and they have quite a few concert dates and appearances for a lot of different artists starting this month and going forward. So everything is opening back up, so these artists will be able to tour and perform and start making money, start being able to make money for these labels, for their managers, and so on and so forth. So he's going to be making millions and millions of dollars real soon again. But however, these last 18 months, 16, 18 months, Rock Nation ain't been making no money because nobody's been able to perform, none of the artists. So, maybe Jay was in there, what do you call it, the red? No, the black. Maybe he was in the red or something. You know what I mean? Like, he had negative because no one was making any money. And to kind of get him out of that, he started selling things to free up some money. You know what I mean? Rich is not necessarily a rich person problem, but it is. And luckily he had other businesses and things like that he could actually do that, opposed to selling jewelry or selling art or whatever to try to make money back or make ends meet or whatever. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that him and Beyonce or whatever is in the poorhouse, because I know that's not true. But what I'm saying is, clearly he felt the need that he needed to start moving some things around and making some business moves to clearly free up money. What he had to do with the money, we don't know, and we'll never know. But that's what it sounds like to me. But yeah, so we'll see how this plays out. Like I said, just because Jay is suing him does not mean that Dame does not actually own the portion of reasonable doubt that he says he owns. And Kareem Biggs, like I said, they all owned a portion of it. Kareem owned a portion of it as well. And I know that Kareem is back cool with Jay. Now, originally, when Jay pulled the wool over their eyes, meaning when he came and said that he wanted to sell Rockefeller, split it up 3 ways, and they kind of go about their business, that he was retiring and all this other stuff. They granted him that, and turns out that he got the business sold back to him by the guy, Leo or Cohen or what have you. So, Kareem and Dame was pissed at him. Obviously, they were mad. They felt betrayed and all of that. So, if anything, those guys would be pissed at Jay, right? Because he kind of double-crossed them. So, I'm not sure why Jay hates Dame so much, because you kind of crossed him, right? But those two, they had a lot of history: money, business, women, all kinds of things. That short period of time when Dame made this other rapper by the name of Cameron the president of Rockefeller, and Jay wasn't feeling that. But Cam never even really did 1 day of work in that role, if I'm not mistaken. And if anyone who knows different, please comment below. But I don't think Cam ever, did a day's work of that particular position. So, because Jay came back and shut it down. So I know that annoyed him, but what are you mad about? You know what I mean? You didn't allow it to happen. So, whatever. Anyway, I just don't understand Jay's motivation when you are the one that crossed them. So you hate them so much, or hate Dame so much, and Dame didn't really do anything to you. He did something to you, but that was like when you guys were working together in the business. He hasn't done anything to you since you guys have severed your friendship and parted ways. So obviously he holds a grudge, right? He's still holding a grudge, and at every turn he wants to kind of cross him, or you know what I mean, just put him in his place, so to speak. That's what it seems like to me. But because if you weren't holding a grudge, you would pay him off whatever the album or the piece of the album that he owns, whatever it's worth, and you would get the man out of your hair. You know what I mean? It just seems like he'd rather do all this mess with a court and take him to court than just pay him what it's worth. You have the money, so just pay him what it's worth, because you already know you're not going to beat Dame at that business game. You're not going to beat him at that game, because he does that shit in his sleep. So you're not going to beat him at that. So you have the money. You want the portion of the album. Buy it. Spend the money. Buy it back. Get Dame out of your hair forever and ever, and you ain't gotta never worry about this. You know what I mean? But back to Kareem. Kareem, like I said, he owns or owned a portion of Reasonable Doubt as well. And early on, a few years ago, you used to see Kareem Biggs around Jay often. Well, not often, but I know during these Rock Nation parties, or what do you call it? Rock Nation brunch or Rock Nation parties or whatever. These people that would be a part of the party or guests at the party, you know, they always do video. You always see T.I. doing a video or Fabulous doing a video from the party, and so many others, right? Early on, you used to see Kareem Biggs in the group. You know, he would be peppered throughout. You know, he would just be there. He would be there, and he would be around Jay. Maybe not shoulder to shoulder, but you would see Kareem Biggs. If you know how Kareem Biggs look, you can look him up, Google him. You know, his picture will pop right up. Yeah, you would see Kareem Biggs peppered throughout, just like you would see so many other people, right? Well, lately you don't see Kareem Biggs anymore. Or at least I don't. You know, I don't really follow the Rock Nation parties or the brunches or whatever. But like I said, every time they have one, which is every year, it trends. So you'll see it popping up on a picture on Google, or it'll come up on Instagram or something. Because like I said, people are always going live from the parties. And now when you see them, you don't really see Kareem Biggs anywhere around. You always see the regulars, which is Diddy, T.I., Swizz Beatz, Fabulous, who else? Kevin Hart, Yo Gotti, so many other guys. You know what I mean? All these guys that's on Rock Nation, all those other artists, all those people, they're always around, peppered throughout these videos, and you don't see Kareem anymore. So I'm wondering if Kareem went ahead and sold Jay his portion of Reasonable Doubt. And now, because, you know, he's gotten paid off, either now he's not getting invited to the brunches anymore, or, you know, maybe because he has his ends, he's just off doing other business, or maybe he's traveling, who knows. He doesn't really feel the need to go to the parties or be right there with Jay anymore or whatever. Or maybe he really is at the parties, I just haven't seen him. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm there, so he could very well be there. Just haven't seen him lately in the footage that's been coming across for the last 2-3 parties or what have you. So I don't know if anybody knows. Please comment below. But yeah, he could have sold Jay his portion of Rock Nation. I'm sorry, of Reasonable Doubt by now. I don't know. But I know the three of them did have ownership in that album. And, you know, if you look at the documentary, The Rise and Fall of Rockefeller, Kareem was very, very vocal back in the day. Not recently, but back in the day. Obviously, when that documentary was filmed or taped, you know, back in the day, he was very vocal in that he had absolutely no intention on selling Reasonable Doubt to Jay. No intentions. Did not want to do it at all. I mean, was dead against it, right? So that, you know, time changes everything, you know. And I think Kareem did a stint in jail. I don't really know what the charges were. I don't really follow Kareem Biggs at all, so I don't really know that much about him at this point. I think it had something to do with some drug charges or weed charges or something like that, but I'm not exactly sure. I'm not sure if he did his complete time or did he get out early for some reason or another. I'm not sure about that. But I do know that he has been out of jail for quite some time, and I don't know what he does currently, but I know that he did have an ownership in Reasonable Doubt. And if Jay paid him the right amount, I would imagine he probably maybe would have sold it to him. I don't know if he's as smart as in business as Dame is, nor do I know how hard up he was for money. So if he lowballed Dame, I would imagine he would lowball Kareem too. So, but like I said, I don't know how much Kareem needed cash. So I don't know if he took the low amount or not. But again, we'll see how this plays out, what it will play out to, if anything at all. I haven't heard that he actually sold the portion. So maybe the lawsuit, I would imagine the lawsuit did slow it up. It probably put everything to a halt until Jay's attorneys are able to literally skim through the facts to be able to determine that he really is or really does have ownership of that portion that that Dame owns or not. So they're probably going through that paperwork now before any selling can actually be done. So it probably did slow up the process, but it doesn't mean that after that's determined he cannot proceed with selling his portion. So we will see how that works. So anywho, enough of that. I hate to even bring up Khloe Kardashian, but at this point, she is saying that she is breaking up or has broke up with Tristan Thompson once again. I'm like over it. I'm tired. Like, girl, either leave him alone or just be with him and know that he cheats when he wants to, when he feels like it, and let it go. You know what I mean? Like, let it go. I'm not sure what she wants from the guy. Like, he's a 30-year-old NBA player. Like, he's in his prime, and he's gonna do his thing. You have to wait till that gets out of him, like the play, the two timing, the cheating, or whatever. He has it's ages and stages. Okay, it's ages and stages. He's at the age and he's at the stage where this is what he's about. This is what he's going to do. This is what he's into, especially because of the line of work he's in. He's an NBA player. He's making all that cash. Girl, it's you're not going to keep him from doing it, because the cheating and all that has nothing to do with love. It just has something to do with ego and the love of sex with different women. That's really it. You know what I mean? He may really love her. I don't know, but it's not going to stop him from doing that. He has to stop when he wants to. He has to stop when he does stop, it's probably because he's going to be tired and he wants to make a change. And I don't foresee that happening until he gets to a whole nother age level. You know what I mean? Ages and stages. So they've had their final episode, their final season. Now they did the reunion with Andy Cohen. Andy asked some hard questions of Khloe about plastic surgery. She says she's gotten something done to her nose, the fillers. Never a full-on facelift, she said, but she has gotten the filler. She's done her nose. Obviously, she gets the injection in her lip. They didn't really talk about her butt, but just mainly her face. But she did confirm she hasn't had a full-on facelift, but she had some fillers and a nose job. He also asked about Jordan. Why are you back in with Tristan? And accepted Tristan back, but not Jordan. And Kim butted in and stated, well, basically in a nutshell, she's saying that she had to still deal with Tristan because they have a kid. And that's understandable. They do have a kid, so they're going to have to co-parent and things like that. Why didn't you get friends, get back, or not get back friends, but why didn't you accept Jordan Woods? And she indicated that, one, Jordan Woods never actually apologized for what she did. And she actually said that she does forgive Jordan Woods for the incident and what her part was in it. she wasn't really her friend to begin with. She was her sister, Kylie's friend, but she does say that she does forgive her. She just didn't really make it public. And I guess she did that because she said that Jordan did not apologize to her. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Jordan did apologize when she was on. I don't know what all the publications she said that she was sorry, but I thought I remember Jordan Woods apologizing about what happened when she was on Red Table Talk with Jada Pinkett Smith. I could have swore she apologized. I could be wrong. It was so long ago now. I don't remember exactly, but yeah. But bottom line is that she says that she does forgive her. So I don't know. I don't know if this is eventually a green light for her, Jordan Woods, and Kylie to get back cool. I don't see why not. I mean, I don't see why not. I do understand that Kylie stated that because Jordan hurt her sister, it was like hurting her. And I get that. But, and I wasn't there, but I mean, Tristan lunged out at Jordan and kissed her. Right? So whoever was there that took the photo, they took the photo when the man had lunged forward to Jordan and actually kissed her. So when he placed his lips on her lips or face or wherever it was, that's when the photo was taken. So it doesn't mean that Jordan actually followed through with the kiss. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that they put their arms around each other and started touching. For all we know, he could have came forward to her, poked his lips out, tried to kiss her, began to kiss her. She could have did one of these numbers. But by then, the photo had been taken. You know what I mean? So how are you blaming Jordan for Tristan kissing her? You get what I'm saying? It's like, it's his fault. That's how I look at it. It's his fault. Like, when somebody kisses you, it's like they kissed you. Like, you didn't kiss them, they kissed you, meaning they came up to you, they came forward, they put their mouth on yours, and before you really know what happened, they're right here. Like I said, she could have bagged up or did anything afterwards. But however, the photo was taken, so it just seems like they were just in a lip lock. And they may have been for a second before she realized, like, oh my God, don't kiss me. I just thought it was always a bunch of bull crap. It's him. It's on him. He kissed her. And I thought I heard on some other publication that the party that they were at, I know they were at a home, but I could have swore I heard on another publication that the home that they were at was Tristan's home. And initially, I didn't hear that. Initially, I heard that they were at a party at someone's home, but it wasn't Tristan's home. So I'm not sure about that. But lately, when people are recapping this story, they've been saying that it was Tristan's home. And I don't think I heard that. I believe it was a home, but not Tristan's. So anyway, yeah, Jordan is doing fine. She has a boyfriend. I believe he's in the NBA? Yeah, the NBA as well. And she's doing great. She has her YouTube channel. Her and her sister, they do a lot of videos on the channel. She has her mom come out on the channel sometimes. So she's doing her thing. She's doing great. She's a beautiful young woman, and I wish nothing but the best for Jordan. I mean, Kylie is soaring. Why shouldn't Jordan soar? You know what I mean? It's not even a blemish. Like, I don't even consider it a blemish for Jordan Woods. It's just something that happened because she didn't do anything wrong. I don't care what anybody says. She didn't do anything wrong. So, it's just something that happens. And unfortunately, she can't have her best friend or whatever, I guess, because, quiet as it kept, I believe if Kylie tried to talk back to Jordan, I believe that Chloe would be pissed. And Chloe is just an idiot because you take people's men. Like, you took Tristan from another girl and that had a baby. First of all, they say if a man is taken, then that man never belonged to that woman. Okay, so that's the first thing. Thing is that Tristan is just a cheater. Like, Tristan has no loyalty to anybody right now because, like I said, he's not in love with anybody right now. He is just doing his thing. So, he left a girl that had a small child of his to be with Chloe. Now, right away, if he left her with a small child, what makes you think he's going to stay with you or not cheat on you? Now, because she's a Kardashian, I guess, and they're in the limelight and they're Hollywood or whatever, she probably thought like he wouldn't do that to her. Now she knows better. This is a lesson to you, Chloe. It doesn't matter how much money is in your bank account or how popular you are. A man will still do to you what he's done to the next one. And she knows that now. It's a hard lesson that clearly she had to learn. But not only that, their other friend or former friend, Larsa Pippen, that was formerly married to NBA player Scottie Pippen, according to Larsa Pippen, she brought Tristan around as a date one time, or maybe 2 times, a couple of times, a few times, whatever. She brought him around. Like, he was originally somebody that she was kind of messing around with or dating. So somehow Tristan has gone from her to Chloe. So that means when she's bringing him around while they're out to eat, partying at the club, the bar, or whatever, Chloe sees him, starts eyeing him, and, just getting into him, talking to him, and, gets his number at some point, starts calling him, starts talking to him behind Larsa's back, and here it is. Now she's hollering at him, dating him without Larsa knowing, and here it is. She ends up pregnant. What kind of friend is that? Like, they're a mess, but they don't want it done to them, but they do it to others. I just don't understand. I don't understand that. But anyway, it's good enough for her. It's a hard lesson learned, and hopefully she'll do better. What else did I want to touch base on? Lala Anthony and Carmelo Anthony finally calls it quits. Lala files for divorce. This divorce she just recently filed for divorce, but the relationship probably hasn't been right since he had the baby. He had a side baby on Lala a few years ago, and let me tell it, it's been downhill from there. Lala has kind of just been doing her thing, focusing on herself, her acting, and now that his NBA career is probably finally kaput, she's like, I'm done. And she's been married to him about 10 years, 10, 11 years, so she's ready to cash out. That's just the bottom line on it. She's ready to cash out. So unfortunately, that is going to come to an end. Their son is a teenager, so hopefully he won't be affected by it too much. I know that he's really close with his dad. His dad trains him all the time for basketball, and I'm hearing that the kid is going to eventually be going to the I keep saying the NFL, the NBA soon. So even though his parents are getting a divorce, according to reports, I believe he's still going to be really close to his dad. So we hope the best for them. And lastly, Trick Daddy. Trick Daddy is an idiot. He's a moron. And he really needs to go sit down somewhere and take care of his health. Like, why are you constantly speaking on stuff and being insulting to people? This man has more medical problems than, This man got more medical problems than any emergency room department. Like, he has edema, hypertension, sugar, cholesterol, and then on top of that, he still has the nerve to still do drugs. Like, the man still does lines. Trick Daddy has gotten pulled over before with white stuff on his nose. Like, get out of here, Trick. You gonna actually really say Beyonce do not know how to sing? Really? You do not know how to rap. You didn't know how to rap back in the day. The 2 decades ago when you had a career. Like, I'm not trying to shade him, but it's all true. He has medical conditions, and he had a music career 2 decades ago. That's not shade. That's fact. So, whatever. And he also went on to say that Jay-Z is not the best rapper alive. Now, that's just preference. That's just his opinion. Jay-Z has been known for being the best rapper alive, but it just depends on who you talk to. Some people say it's Nas. Some people say it's Biggie. Some people say it's Tupac. So it just depends on who you talk to. You know what I'm saying? So that I don't really care about too much. That's just his opinion. But to say, and I guess, now that I've said that, maybe him saying that Beyonce does not know how to sing is his opinion too. But I thought singing would just be that you can carry a tune. And she definitely can carry a tune, and it sounds good. She stays in tune. She can go to different levels. So, I just thought across the board, when you could sing, it means you can carry a tune. And Beyonce definitely can carry a tune. So I'm not sure why he says that she can't sing. I don't know. You gotta ask Trick Daddy that. But, who really cares about his opinion at this point? No shade. But, who really cares? I just feel like this man needs to work on his health and kind of just stop shading people and trying to dog people out. Like, God willing, you can continue to live, but you seem like you might be on your last days with all these health problems, and you want to spend it talking about people. Anyway, next. Chrissy Teigen. Oh my God. I'm going to wrap up because I hate for these videos to be long. I'm not going to talk about her long. I never liked Chrissy Teigen. My opinion, I'm like Trick now. My opinion, I never liked her. She's never really been beautiful to me. But again, that's my preference. That's my opinion. Sorry, John Legend. I like John Legend. I liked his music, but I don't really care for your wife. Sorry. And that was before all these allegations about her texting and tweeting and dogging people out and telling them to take dirt naps and telling them to kill themselves. Whatever. She's been pulled from all of her little brands. No more Target. Kris Jenner eradicated her from the business that they did together, which is some type of cleaning agent, like a detergent or something, to use to clean. It's supposed to be like hyperallergenic and natural products and no perfumes and all this stuff. Kris Jenner took her off. She's no longer a part of that. And yeah, so she's got to recoup from all of this. So I guess at this point she's laying low. She's not on social media. I know lately, like within the last week or so, last few days, the designer Michael Costello, and if you guys watched Project Runway, I'm not sure what season, but Michael Costello got his start from Project Runway. If you put in Project Runway Michael Costello in Google, you'll find out the year or the season that he did the show. He didn't win. However, he did do very well on the show, in my opinion, because he can really, really make clothes. He can really make dresses. Like, that was what he was known for, making these beautiful, luxurious dresses, and quick. Like, he sold really, really fast. That's what I remember about him on the show, that he was a fast sewer. Like, he could make 2 and 3 outfits, you know what I mean, while the others were still on their one. He was fast. And he was fairly talented, which is why, even though he didn't win Project Runway, he ended up with a business after that show. So, but I had no idea that he was, and I don't know if he's racist or not, but I had no idea he was mean-spirited or whatever, especially to the brown girls. And I know that he has celebrity clients that are black. Beyonce, Tony Braxton, and those are just the two that I know of. It's probably so many more. So, I mean, you mean there's certain black girls, but not all of them? I don't know. But I can't speak on anything I don't know. But it's not right, Michael. It's not right. And who spoke out? Somebody just recently spoke out against him and said that it was done to them. I can't think. Who was it? Oh, I can't think. A few people have been coming forward. I know that artist, what's her name, Leona Lewis, and someone else said that he was mean to them. I can't remember. But anyway, Michael, if you know that you've been doing some shady stuff to people, you need to chill. Just zip it. You don't try to come for Chrissy when you know you've been doing some shady-ish yourself. Just zip it. Let it go, because now you're being dragged. Now you're being dogged. Anyway, these people, I don't got time. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will make sure that I will be back here more frequent to do these videos and get the content out. Like I said, everything should be going back to normal now that everything is going back up, so I have more free time. Really quick, I wanted to talk to you guys about my arm candy here. These are my bracelets that we currently have on sale. I don't know if you guys know, I've mentioned it a couple of times throughout various videos that I do have an online store by the name of Marlena D Boutique. We are on Instagram at Marlena_boutique_D or Marlena_boutique. Yeah, we're on Instagram. Please go follow us there. We have really nice things, and we always do discounts. We have free shipping for items over $50 or over. And these different bracelets here. We have the Christian Dior cloth bracelets. We have these click bracelets. We have the bejeweled nail bracelets. We also have, we got different color click bracelets. We have black, we have white, we have pink. I have on the pink and white one. And then we also have these it's like a nail, but it's a bracelet. We have this in also just regular silver. And then we also have it in the bejeweled color. Actually it's rose gold, but the front of it is jeweled out. So yeah, these are cute. And we also have these Christian Dior bands. We have them in pink. I have them on the pink one. We also have them in black with I think tan writing. So yeah, these are up at the website. Get a good look at those. I'm just calling it my sleeve or our arm candy. You can go visit marlenad.com. They are currently there, and they're at a great price. So yeah, thank you guys for stopping by, spending some time with me. And once again, I will be back for more videos. Thank you guys. Bye.